living and kicking with Pimp C, there's nobody to compare to Pimp C. Just being around him for years, and he being my friend, and us traveling around the country together, swapping cars, getting money together, there's no comparison. And there's no comparison to Sauce Walka. I think both of them within their own rights are brilliant, man. I love Sauce Walka. I love what he's doing. I think he's a great mind.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Ken, like I said, man, every time you come on here, it's always a treat, man. I had a guy come on here, and I'm going back into the entertainment just for a second, man, and by the name of Rainwater. He's one of my regulars, and he had the audacity to compare Pimpin Ken. He had the audacity to compare. He tried to compare Sauce Walka to Pimp C and say that he was and he was reaching. I told him he was reaching, because what do you think when the younger generation don't understand the essence of who Pimp C was, and they try to compare Pimp C to this new, the new birth of hip hop, I guess you would say. How can we get them to understand the importance of who Pimp C was when it come down to what he stood for the South?
Well, Allen Iverson, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Grant, even Steph Curry. They all right, but they ain't Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? They ain't Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan because of some of the things he did on and off the court. And I think Pimp C is Pimp C, not only for what he do in the mic, in the booth, but what he did off the court. You know what I'm saying? Pimp C, he was a staple in the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's just to go back to what I was saying. In order for to compare Sauce Walka to Pimp C, and Sauce Walka is one of my favorite. Like I said, he's a very brilliant mind. He would have to go through every step and every aspect that Pimp C went through. He would have to have the similar examples. If you ain't done what I did, you can't get what I got. So we can't compare neither one of them. They both just unique individuals in their own rights. You know what I'm saying? Sauce Walka, he done it like nobody else has done it before. I told they had an argument on No Jumper with a Sharp and Sauce Walka. And Sauce Walka was like, man, Pimpin Ken say, I'm one of the best that did it, got away with it, because he had a OnlyFans page where his girl made $3 million showing her feet. I said, man, I don't know nobody who done that. That was some remarkable shit, and that's how I feel. But I say, living and kicking with Pimp C, there's nobody to compare to Pimp C. Just being around him for years, and he being my friend, and us traveling around the country together, swapping cars, getting money together, there's no comparison. And there's no comparison to Sauce Walka. I think both of them within their own rights are brilliant, man. I love Sauce Walka. I love what he's doing. I think he's a great mind. I think he's changing the game. I think he's doing a lot to help Houston out.
I think it's a thing where it's hard to compare them anyway because of the times. Two different times and two different ways.
Two different flavors. Pimp C had
And I love Sauce, man. I hugged that boy up, man, when we was in Vegas and met him, and he showed me so much respect. I was like, man, I never even knew, that he rocked with me like that. But at the end
Pimp C got a southern, old school flavor. Sauce Walka is more millennial. He teaching us how to get money on different ways. He's showing brothers how to hustle. He was talking about he got 23 albums out, and by him having 23 albums out, he said, I'm making more money than rappers who got platinum albums out, because he's independent and he's getting his money directly from Empire. So, I think that he's a guy to watch. I think he's going to do great things in the culture. And I think that, he's going to be great in his own ranks, but he'll never be a Pimp C.
Yeah, it's only one Pimp C. It's just the way he repped the whole South and the way he repped what we stood for as a culture. It's hard to touch it, man. And I just respect everything he done. You know, he might want to.
Sauce Walka would probably tell you, man.
No, Sauce gonna tell you that for sure.
There ain't but one Pimp C.
Like I said, I think Rainwater was just reaching because he had said Rainwater was the gatekeeper when it come to Dallas, right? So I think he was just showing him homage.
No. And respectfully so.
And they're younger too. And he say Pimp C is favorite. So that was him. Like I said, the thing is, I don't think you know, when it come down to Pimp, it's hard to even.
Well, you know, Rainwater is entitled to his opinion, but like I said, you know, based on the information that I just gave you, you know, they you know, I mean, you know, you got Allen Iverson, you got Isaiah Thomas, they great, but neither one of them made Michael Jordan.
That's
you know
real.
What I'm saying?
That's real.
And you know, they all right though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but they not Michael Jordan. You know, and I think that's what a lot of people get a misconception. Like I use myself. It's only one Pimpin' Ken.
It's only one.
There's only one Don Juan. There's only one Boss Talk.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I've seen a lot of podcasts, but I ain't seen nobody do it the way you do it.
Man, thank God.
That's consistent. I mean, you work tirelessly. You know what I mean? You're always telling me you going somewhere. So it's only one Boss Talk, there's only one Pimp C, there's only one Pimpin' Ken, there's only one Bishop Don Juan, there's only one Sauce Walka.
Only one Sauce Walka. Let me ask you this, man. You and 50, y'all work together, and he's one of the dopest dudes, man. I'm a big fan of 50, right? But then also, I mean, you know, the other Rick Ross, Ricky Rose and him, they always on the internet going back and forth. They can't go. So yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, Rick Ross shows his room full of money, and he say, man, you can always come over here and work with a boss, and I can give you some money, some things to help you with. I noticed you've been putting in to help with your movement in Shreveport. I can be the guy to help you to get there. Now, it seems to me trollish because, you know, 50 got a lot of money, man, too. They both moneyed up and both entrepreneurs, man. What do you think their catch is, and what do you feel happens with that 10 years from now?
Well, you know, it's just got a lot to do with our culture, you know what I mean? It's a culture defect that we have, you know, amongst our successful brothers in the industry, you know. I mean, 50 Cent is by far killing the game, you know, like no other. But Rick Ross made some very smart business moves, especially with Bel Air. And I think a lot of people thought that the white guy owned it, but I personally believe that Rick Ross have a significant stake in that company, and he's done a marvelous job at promoting it, so he probably amassed a lot of money. And I think that, you know, he basically was saying, like, you know, you got money, but I got way more than you, you know, and I think you know my financials. And because 50 Cent is doing what you're supposed to do, is seek out venture capital and angel capital. When when you starting a business, hip hop fraternity, we looking for investors as well. So I understand the concept of that. You know, you won't, you know, it's called growth capital. You know, use other people's money in order to prosper and make money in this game. So I think that's what he's alluding to. Like, man, I heard you was asking for money, and do you need some money? No, that's just the way business is conducted. Donald Trump, most millionaires and billionaires have loans, you know, and they borrow money from banks. But I think that, like you said, he was trolling him and just trying to be like, yeah, man, you know, I see you need some money. And he basically was saying that one of his friends exposed that he was asking for some money.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and so that and that's his way of kind of like shitting on 50 and try to say he broke and that he's not broke. But in reality, I don't think 50 Cent is broke. I think that 50 Cent is doing a marvelous job. I think that he procured the studio. He have the whole city of Shreveport, you know, backing him, and that's amazing, you know, to have a whole city behind you, the mayor and the city council and stuff like that, you know. But to put together a project like that, it's probably gonna take a couple $100 million because he's not just trying to procure the studio, he's trying to procure the whole downtown.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what you see. You see 50 Cent raising money and soliciting people, you know, for money, because that's what you do when you have a major project like that. You don't want to put all your money in that. You want to have some people, you know, invest.
Exactly, and I agree 100% on that. I can't wait to see it. He already got the project moving forward.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.